Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Muslim Playlist. Today's topic is about losing friends for supporting Palestine. So let's watch this video of a girl who lost her friendship for supporting Palestine.
So I have lost my first friend due to my stance on the genocide that's happening in Palestine. I am very much pro-Palestine. I don't agree with anything that's going on. Obviously, it's disgusting, it's horrific. And I have a friend, or had a friend, who is pro-Israel. She's very much anti-Palestine, clearly. And at first, when the whole thing started, I was surprised, to be honest, because she mentioned on her Instagram that she was Jewish, and I was like, oh, I had no idea you were Jewish. Not that that makes a difference, but she said that she was Jewish, and she put up a really odd post on her Instagram stories, which took me a minute to really register what she was saying, because I thought she's my friend, we all think the same, she'll definitely be pro-Palestine, because if you're not pro-Palestine, wow. And so when she put up this post, I read it like 3 times, and then I read the lines. I have visited Israel, and all I experienced from Palestinians was racism, was anti-Semitism. And then she carried on saying stuff, and the post has since been deleted because it was on her stories. But I was just thinking, you cannot justify the murder of innocent people because of a racist attack that you experienced when you were in Israel. And so I was bamboozled by that, but I was like, okay, whatever. I'm going to ignore what you're posting. We are friends. If we meet up anytime soon within our group of friends that we are friends with, we'll just have to ignore our opposing opinions on this. But I've continued posting consistently on my Instagram things that are just horrific that are happening in Gaza and the West Bank. I'm very vocal about it on my Instagram, because you have to keep talking about these things. And so I keep posting stuff. And then I haven't heard from her for a while. On her Instagram, she shared a few things on her Instagram stories from Amy Schumer, which is obviously a massive red flag. And every time she posted something new, a little part of me was thinking, how am I going to have a conversation with this person ever again? You know, our kids are exactly the same age. We're friends because of our children. Like, we went to like a baby group together, like a pregnancy and then baby group together. And so we were quite decent friends. We've been invited to her son's birthday parties. She messaged me as well, which I thought was hilarious, which really didn't rub me the right way. I shared a post online sharing when Israel first bombed I'm going to forget the name of the hospital, first bombed a hospital in Gaza. And there's a whole thought process that maybe it was the Hamas had accidentally bombed the hospital themselves and they were blaming the IDF. Obviously, we've now discovered that is not true. And even if it was true, the IDF have consistently bombed hospitals ever since anyway. But anyway, when the first one happened, I shared about it, saying how horrific it was that they bombed it. She private messaged me saying that I was spreading hateful propaganda. She shared with me a post from the Washington Post, American Instagram, just simply saying the bomb that hit the Al-Shifa hospital, I think that's the name of the hospital, was done by Hamas. And I was just like, well, first of all, there's no proof in that, because it's literally just an Instagram post. Second of all, you're sharing with me American propaganda. How are you right and I'm wrong? Just to be clear, religion has no part in this whatsoever, unless you're being Islamophobic or obviously anti-Semitic. I'm simply sharing things that the Israeli government are doing. I'm not sharing anything that's anti-Semitic. Very much want to hold my hand and make that clear that I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm just sharing the atrocities that are happening in Gaza and in Palestine. And so I was bamboozled by that. I noticed that she's following people like Michael Rappaport, who is losing his mind on Instagram. He's one of the worst Zionists I've ever come across online. She's following Amy Schumer, and she's shared a post from, is it Mayam Balik? I might be butchering her name. Every time she posted something, a bit of me chipped away, thinking, I don't think this friendship is ever going to get past this. Obviously, you can disagree on if you like tomato ketchup or not, but you can't disagree on genocide and where you stand on genocide. And clearly, she is pro-genocide, because there's no other way to look at it. It's literally the only thing is you're pro or against genocide, and I'm against it, and she's clearly pro-genocide. She hadn't been online for a while, or I haven't seen her post on stories for a while, and yesterday she shared a couple of things again, and it's been like 50 days, let's be serious, and it's been 50 days, and in those 50 days I have seen every post I see that's happening in Palestine is progressively worse. The woman with her baby, where she's not making a sound, hugging her baby, when I think about it, it makes me really emotional, because it's one of the most horrific things I've ever seen. And then the next thing after that was the soul of my soul, which honestly that's the next worst thing I've ever seen. And since then, it's the babies that have been left by themselves in the hospital to die. Because the IDF wouldn't let these poor babies in intensive care out. And so how they died, we don't know. But we know for a fact they died a very long death, crying to death, suffering because they had no medical care, starved to death, dehydration. We don't know. But that is the next most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And so since that's happened, I've obviously thought, well, she's not posted anything for a while. So clearly, she must have changed her mind now. She must understand that what's happening in Palestine is disgusting. She's unfollowed me on Instagram because I'm sharing there's been dead babies left abandoned in hospitals, and she obviously doesn't like that because she doesn't. I don't know what she thinks. Because I would have thought that anyone by now who even had any soul at all would see what's going on in Palestine and go, I cannot support the Israeli government anymore. No matter what your stance is, everything that's happening there is vile. So yeah, she's unfollowed me, so I've lost a friend, which I would say is a shame, but clearly she is not worth it because she's pro-genocide, and I can't be friends with someone who's pro-genocide. But it's a weird feeling, I have to admit, it is a very weird feeling to have known someone, been friends with someone, gotten along with someone so well, and then to discover that they have the complete opposite views to you. It's not different political views, it's literally humanitarian views. And yeah, I cannot believe it. And it's a weird feeling in the sense as well that we are a group of friends, and I don't know how that's going to affect our group dynamic anymore. We haven't seen each other for a little while because our kids have all started school, and so it's a little bit tricky. But yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to work now. I'm hoping that the rest of the girls in the group of friends are also pro-Palestine, because that would be really upsetting if everyone is just on the opposite side, but I can't imagine they are. I have seen one of them have liked a post calling for a ceasefire on Instagram. She doesn't post too much, but she did like a post calling for a ceasefire. So fingers crossed, she is the odd one out and not me. But anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd share because I was so angry yesterday that she had the audacity to unfollow me. That's that, but it's weird, but it's for the best, but it's weird.